YouTube fam, what up, what up, what up? So today I'm bringing David. David has done 300,000 plus within 6 months of starting his wholesaling business. So I'm going to bring him on. What?
12 months.
12 months?
12 months.
Okay, 12 months. I apologize. So 12, hold on a second. Let me bring you on. So once again, I'm going to help.
I wish it was 6 months.
So I'm going to have David talk about his first wholesale deal, because that's, to me, that's the most important deals ever. It's a deal that regardless of how much you make from it, it's a life changing, because now you have the skills, you have the knowledge, you become a money printing machine. You know, you can go out there, you can do it again and again and again. So you guys, if this interview add any value to you, right, comment down in the chat and boom, smash that thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the family. I got IG Live. David, let's rock and roll, baby.
All right.
So David, man, yeah, dude. So David, just a little background, man, of kind of like, how do you start? Yeah. And then how do you discover wholesaling? And then let's talk about your first deal. And then let's talk about leading into your building that 300K within 12 months, man.
Okay. So I've been in the finance and real estate industry for 22 years.
Damn.
Came out of college and I was in IT in college. Didn't enjoy it. Knew I was going to be in a stockbroker. That was my focus. But I started interviewing and I didn't want to do the boiler room thing. So I moved to Louisville and had a couple IT jobs. They didn't work out. I started driving around and found a mortgage company. They were looking for IT work. So I went in there for 6 months. I learned the business by listening to people for 6 months, how to sell mortgages. And the guy never let me do mortgages with him. I got recruited by a new company. They were actually ripping people off. I said, I'm not doing this. I got recruited by another company, and I went in there, did his IT work. He was paying me $3,000 a month. And I told him, I said, I want to sell loans too. He goes, okay, you can do that, but I don't think you're going to be very good. And I said, okay. And no joke, I was there 6 months. I was their top guy for 6 months. I was selling $50,000 in fees a month. And all the guys around me were like, what is Stricker doing? And I told them, I'm not selling myself. I'm selling trust between me and a client. Whew. I said, I'm not out there telling the guy that this other company's bad or this other company's bad. I'm selling trust between me and him. So I've been able to carry that attitude and that help between the finance mortgage industry, which after 6 months, I ended up starting my own businesses. And I've been self-employed 22 years now. And so I took what I learned from that, put it into my own business, my own practice. I've been doing that for 22 years. I still hold a mortgage license. I got into real estate as a licensed agent 10 years ago. So between my wife and I, we've been able to, I don't know, sell and flip a couple of deals between, when we started till, let's say, last year, because last year is when we really hit it hard wholesaling. And, I got to thinking about it. Why am I out helping people as an agent when it takes 30 to 45 days, right? Yep. And I can be doing this for myself. Whew. My wife's been a homeschool mother the whole time. So we have 3 boys, 17, 14, and 12. And they all have been homeschooled by her. We've been blessed. God's been able to allow her to stay home. I've been the money guy, been doing, making the deals work.
Nice.
Last year, we reassessed our lives. We got 2 new life insurance policies. And I said, you know what? If something happens to me, I got to make sure you're taken care of. So one thing that came to mind was passive real estate income. And I signed up with a coach last December. This is where it all started. I signed up with a coach last December, and he got us started. And our first, I told my wife, I said, listen, you're going to have to learn this. I got to do my other stuff. I still have to make money. I need you to learn this part of the wholesaling. And really, it started out with creating our own organic Facebook page, which would allow us to obtain buyers and sellers that would come into our site, and we can connect them. We can do business with them. We can make deals work. And so that happened all about February last year. We hadn't done a deal yet. I was helping a client on a real estate deal. And listen, if I would have not started in wholesale, I would have never done what I'm about to tell you guys. I was helping a client. We got about halfway, 2-3 weeks in. She gets a call from her lender, says, Katrina, we can't do your deal anymore. Your husband's credit's shot. And that deal went downhill quick. Couldn't close on her house that we had a contract on. And she's crying, literally crying to me and saying, David, I don't know what I'm going to do. My my landlord's getting ready to sell the property. We've been there for 15 years and we don't want to leave. So I said, give me your landlord's number. Now, remember, I would never have done this. I'm an agent. I'm a square. I don't think outside the box because of legalities. And I'm talking to her, got her her landlord's number, called him. His name's Larry. I said, Larry, here you got this house you want to get rid of. He was an old time investor. He was ready to get out. He had 2 houses he wanted to get rid of. So I got with him. We met at a coffee shop. We wrote down a contract, wrote it out. These are our first 2 wholesale deals. And one was for 105. The other was for 110, I believe. And I listed both of those. These are done on Facebook organically, right? So wrote the contracts. We inflated one to 135, and the other one I think was 130, right around there. They both ARV'd about 157. Okay. I had them sold within 2 weeks under contract. One was a cash buyer, so me knowing the mortgage and financing, I was fine with it. I let Larry know. I said, hey, I got your house sold. There's going to be these fees on here. They're paying them. You're not. He was good with it. And the other was a cash buyer. I made, I don't know, 15.5 on one and 20 on another. First 2 deals, we made 35.5 on less than, a couple hours worth of work, signing a contract, reassigning that contract out. And I had an aha moment there that this is very capable of doing. Anybody can do it if they put their mind to it. And, fast forward, I don't know, a year later, almost a year, I've got 5 coaches. Khang is one of them. And I'm glad I have all of them. I spent over $100,000. Not everybody can do that. Yes. I did it for my own benefit. Each coach is a investment into what we're doing. I've got platforms now I'm setting up. These guys are helping me set it up. So everything at the end of the day is going to help us create income for ourselves. I'm not going out and helping people like I did the last 2 years. The markets are screaming. We're having bid ups and stuff, but it's a 30 to 45 day process. Right. The process I have now, and Khang knows this, it's 10 to 14 days that we're looking at, maybe 21. It's a quick process, quick turnaround, and the income is phenomenal. So hope that wasn't too much.
No, bro, you broke it down, David. You broke it down really, really well, man. Now, David, dude, would you say that sales has a lot to do with your success?
It has and hasn't. I'll tell you what I tell my kids. All my kids are A-type personalities. I've got all boys. My wife and I have created them to be men. They know they're going to have to take care of their wives when they get married. Love it. And I always tell my boys every day, listen, if you want to do something, it's what? A mindset, right? Where everything we do, whether, we go scuba diving or we go fishing, if we're going out hunting, I'm going to get this deer today. It's a mindset. Everything is a mindset with us. And I've ingrained that in my kids since they were little. If you want to do something, you've got to do it. And you know what? I'm going to attribute this to my dad because growing up, we weren't rich. We had to pay for our own school. When I went to college, I could have played golf professionally. I was 19 years old. I was living in Arizona, premier golf country or area in the country. I had colleges looking at me, wanting to give me partial scholarships. My dad was moving to Seattle. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go around and check out some of the colleges. I started doing the numbers.
Yeah.
I was scared. How am I going to pay for college? I've got to work. I've got to maintain a car, gas, insurance, feed myself. How am I going to do it? I got scared and I bailed. And I know I could have played on the PGA Tour. I was scratch golfer coming out of college or high school, going into college. And I used to watch Mickelson. I'd sit behind him at the golf range and watch him pound balls across the range. But that's how close I was. But God didn't have it in it for me to do that. And my wife will tell you, you can't play golf on Sundays. It's just what we believe. We don't do that. We give it to the Lord. So, you know, it's really about mindset. And I think anybody can do anything if they put their mind to it and want to go out and do it. And honestly, real estate is like, you know, you go out and sell a car that you've had for 3 years, right? Or 5 years.
Yep.
What's the difference between putting it on Craigslist? It's a different avenue, a different way to do it than selling a house. You can put a house you buy on Craigslist, no difference. But there is other bigger, better platforms to do that on that connects all of us together. I got connected with Khang somehow. Facebook ads. I've connected with my other coaches through Facebook ads. I've connected with communities of wholesalers that are offering platforms and ways to. I might have a house that Khang may not want, but Jerry over here may want. And you know how it's done.
Yep. Well, David, man, I gotta say, dude, with this interview, man, I got so much respect for you, bro. Just as a husband, as a father, I was brought up kind of the same way, man. You're the man. You don't expect your wife to go out there and hustle like you do. You're supposed to go out there and do what you're supposed to do as a man and bring home the bacon. And dude, the way that you are, raising your kid, bro, man, dude, I don't know how it is with the new Gen Z and the kid that are brought up right now, man. I mean, to me, dude, majority of them are soft. Majority of them are entitled, and they just want everything.
I just had this conversation last night with my oldest. I'm like, Israel, he's got a 21 Bronco, right? I pay half of it. I said, you got to go out and pay the other half. We're reassessing our insurance right now, auto insurance. I'm like, dude, your insurance alone with our old carrier was $3,600. I said, and I looked at him yesterday, right here. I said, my dad would never have paid that. He would never given me $300 a month for my auto payment. It's not going to happen. And I said, so we were in Arizona on vacation when I first signed up with you, Khang.
Yeah.
He wanted to come home early because he didn't want to go to California with us. And I'm like, fine, that's fine. He's got my credit card, right? Over the next week and a half, he put $500 of food on the credit card so he could go out and eat. And I'm like, dude, you could have been right here in the kitchen making your own food, but you want me to pay for the time you were out eating? I'm like, my dad would have flipped his lid. Wouldn't happen. I said, why do you think I should pay for it? I shouldn't. So he's going to work it off. But, I've got about 5 master's programs. I said, Israel, I don't care. You don't need to go to college. I said, I have all these programs. Watch one of them. Help me in the real estate. Tell me what you want to do. I said, I'll hire your friends. I know they want to work. I said, then you'll see them making the money. When are you going to do it? Dad doesn't know nothing, right? He just wants to do whatever he wants to do. Because I hear from my buddies he works for, man, Israel's a great worker. Come and do it for Dad. Because Dad's got the program.
David, love it, man. I love it, dude. Honestly, bro, if you can bring him on, if he's in the trench, he's doing the work, bro, your son, the most trustworthy guy that you can probably have on the team, man, bro, to freaking close the deal for you, bro. That'll be like a family. That's definitely building a legacy right there, bro.
Oh yeah, they know. They've seen me make the money over the years, and I tell them, I'm like, guys, just get on board. It ain't hard.
Yeah,
it's just finding the automation in it.
Right. Now, David, dude. So how did you found majority of your buyer? Because I think right now a a lot of people are like, the dispositions. A lot of people are having a tough time with that. So how are you finding your buyer for all of the 300K deal, man?
So we're not afraid to spend money, and I know a lot of people don't have the cash to go out there and put money into marketing. Fortunately, and we have, some money budget set aside for that. I've got one guy sending out mailers for us, and it's a pretty cool deal. He'll send mailers out that look like checks. They're offer checks.
Oh, nice.
And I upgraded the system so his VAs will call, or when the checks are received, people start calling a number. It's a specific number. They'll call in, and the VAs get the lead. They do the warm initial contact on them. If they're hot leads, they'll be transferred over into my CRM, and we'll start throwing offers to those sellers. And of course, it's a numbers game. Not everybody's going to take the offer. And so we're doing it from that point. I've got people boots on the ground. So I just closed one last Wednesday, and I've got the TikTok for it. I haven't posted it yet. I need to do that.
Love it.
And I bought a property last August. I don't know if this is too high level. Subject to this guy. So I have boots on the ground. Let me back up. The guy called me and said, "David, you need to go check this house out." No joke. The trees in the front yard, it looked like a jungle. The trees and bushes in the backyard were a jungle. You couldn't walk through them. I actually had to get my skid steer in there, and I've got a mulcher on the skid steer that had to tear everything down. I had a neighbor across the street tell me they hadn't seen the front door in 8 years. But anyway, we got a hold of the owner. We met him there. He took me through the house. And no joke, when we opened the door up, there was mosquitoes and gnats flying everywhere. There was 4 holes in the roof. And I'm thinking, this thing's gold. People that aren't contractors don't like this stuff. I do. So this guy had been, I guess he'd been out of the house for 10 years, maybe a little more. Let the house go. It's in a nice area too, nice subdivision. And the property had, the roof had 4 holes in it. That's why I had water in it leaking. So the guy had a mortgage on it for $65,000. And I explained, "Do you know what subject to is?" He goes, "No." I said, "Let me explain it to you. It's where I take your mortgage over. I pay you, or you give me the bank information. I can pay them directly." What was cool was every $1,000 I was putting in, I was getting $500 back on principal. So it was a no-brainer to me. I had to put $65,000 in the place. And I'm a contractor too on the side. I never mentioned that earlier. I've done contracting for 17 years, custom home builds and stuff. So I know the how to estimate and do all that. And so we're in this house for what, 133, 135 roughly.
Yep.
After holding costs and everything. I closed on it last Wednesday. And this is the cool thing. This is high level for you guys too. I talked to another coach of mine. Because I've got a construction company, that's what my LLC bought the house under. And then I have a real estate company. So I paid myself commission on the real estate company, 6%. The agent that brought me the deal got 2.5%. She never asked why, nor would she, because she knew we owned it. And then I have a wholesale company where I did an acquisition fee for $90,000. So my construction company got 45. My real estate company got 15, and my wholesale company got 90, spread out, so I didn't take a big hit on capital gains. And then I can run everything through the company throughout the year. I would not have normally done that. When I got back from Arizona, I went and walked the house, and I was like, I'm kicking myself for selling this, because it would have been a good MTR deal or a corporate rental. But hindsight's 2020 now. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Love it, man. Bro, you
that right there in the last 12 months is how I was able to get over 300,000 on that deal. So the last 12 months, kicking up to last week, was over 300, and I'm getting ready to close on one Friday for another 20.
David, man, I want to say congrats, man. And bro, congrats to all the success 2023. Obviously, we're going to crank it up, take it to the next level. So what's your goal for 2023?
So right now we're trying to automate. Your guys
Yep.
are trying to teach me to automate. I got flow charts going and
Good.
different things I'd have never done before because I'm a solopreneur, right? I'm a do it myself kind of guy. I'm not
Yep.
good with managing people. My wife is. That's why I've kind of had her with our kids getting older now. She can help me with that. We've got a couple VAs calling.
Nice.
I'm actually getting ready to call another one. I've got we're in 3 or 4 zones right now. We're in Arizona and Tucson. We're in southern Florida. We actually live in the Louisville area of Kentucky, so our main focus is in Louisville. But I'm going to start some new VAs out in Tucson, and I'm also running AdWorks. So if you're on your phone and let's say you're searching up some kind of shoes you guys like, you see little ads pop up for those shoes. So the same thing, if somebody's out there in Arizona looking for real estate, I'm hoping our ad pops up. I know the analytics are working right now because I can see about 10,000 people have looked. So we'll see. I think it's going to be big. Khang, you said it in one of your Facebook posts or your TikToks that you get everything automated and everything in place. You're going to see the benefits at 3, 6, maybe even 8 months down the road, which I wholeheartedly believe that because we're going to see some big things happen here. My goal is to get to $150,000 to $300,000 a month on clockwork. We can go on vacation and it's still running.
Love it, man. And I think, David, that you're going to get there in no time, man. I like the hustle. I like the drive. I like the ambition, baby. And see, so the thing is, a lot of times, sometimes we have to take a couple step back for us to freaking launch, 10, 20 step forward.
Yeah.
So I made a post, probably within the next few months, setting up the systems, the automations and everything like that. You might feel like, hey, you know what? Nothing is happening as fast as I want. But I promise you, once you get that set up, that pipeline set up, dude, everything won't require so much of your time. That's why people ask me all the time. So, Khang, how do you have the time to go and take the wifey here and do there on the weekends, the weekdays you out shopping, and you guys are everywhere. You creating content, do all of this because it's automations. Yeah. You gotta have teams, you gotta have systems. And David, I was just like you. I also pay over $100,000 in mentorships because I was a solopreneur. And it got to the point, dude, where I was too tired. I was like, oh shit. All I do is I created a JO the B for myself. I'm the first one clock in and the last one to clock out. I'm the one who's working the hardest. I said, dude, there's something wrong with this. I said, how can I get to the next level? I was keep on being stuck, dude, at that I think at the time I was like at the 50, 60K a month. And I was like stuck, right? I just couldn't get, because I was doing everything. I was waking up and it just sucked up my whole entire time. That's when my mentor was like, dude, you need help, bro. You need system and you need team. Without that, bro, you're not going to scale to the point where, bro, you're still constantly working, 10, 12, 13 hours a day. Mm-hmm. He's like, is that something you want to do? I was like, oh, hell to the no. No. I was like, hell to the no, baby. I was like, I want to be at the beach. I want to be in Cancun, Mexico, and still have this thing like printing me money, man. Yeah. And that's when I lock in the first few months. So it's like everything that you guys are going through, I've gone through it. So I kind of know what's going to happen. Yeah. Like the first few months, everything just kind of seems slow down because now you got to hire VA, you got to train them, you got to put systems in and everything like that. But what's nice, David, if you got your wife, just like me, man, my wife, she helped me with the back end, the train, the hiring, the firing, with all the systems, everything like that. If you can get your son on board, dude, have him like, bro, it's like have him jump on with Jericho, walk him through, do all, bro, it'll be a killer, man.
Hey, real quick. Come here.
What up, dude?
Hey. Encourage him where we're going with this.
Dude, all I got to say, man, you either first off, how old are you?
17.
17. David, are you, I don't want to cuss, man, but listen, dude, I say this all the time, man. Since the day that you're born, you only got 2 choices, bro. You either get rich or be a little bitch, right? So which means, dude, you either be the boss or you work for a boss. So, dude, 17, 18, 19, 20, dude, like to me, man, that's like your prime time. Dude, if you get your priorities straight, right, figure out what it is that you want to do, just laser focus and go all in on it, bro, by the time you're 25, 26, 27, wake up as a millionaire, do whatever you want, whenever, wherever. You have team, you have system, bro. Life will be good.
That's
Real good.
that's what I tell him. He's real smart on the computers too.
Dude, let's go, baby. Let's go, dude. So, a lot of times the people that you see 30, 40, 50, 60 is still grinding away from the job, bro, is because they waste their 20s. Dude, your 20 is where you set everything up. It's where you have the most energy. It's where you can take the most amount of risk. It's where you don't have a lot of tie down overhead and all that. That's when you can freaking go all in. You lose 1 year, dude, no problem. You wake up, you're 21. Kill it again, 22, right? So, and the reason I say this to you, man, is because when I was 18, 19, my wife and I made all kinds of sacrifices. We were focused on getting rich. We were focused on financial freedom. I didn't want to be like my friends and family, work until I was 65. I saw the way that they were doing it. Make a little bit of money, go on a vacation, luxury vacation, buy the nice car. Bro, if you can get your priorities straight, focus on getting rich versus looking rich, you wake up 27, 28, bro, you be like, shh. Now that's when you're out party, having fun, doing whatever you want to do. Like, listen, dude, I believe in the good life. Health, wealth, love, and happiness. You can have all of that. But one thing you got to understand, bro, is you got to pay the price first. There's never something for nothing. You either make the sacrifice now and live the life you want later, or you live the life you want now, make the sacrifice later. I don't know about you, man, but I don't want to wake up 30-something, 40, 50, 60, still grinding at a job that I don't like, working with people that I don't even want to see. But I got to tell you, man, you got an amazing dad, bro. Right. And dude, I'm sure that if you're locked in, that you guys are going to create something amazing together, bro.
Laser focus.
That's it.
Thanks.
Yeah. So David, man, thank you. Thank you so much. So David, let me ask you, man, I know that from other interview, majority of people that comes on to the inner circle, they are like, hey, Khang, I got some money. I want to buy back my time, right? It's all about automation, setting up teams and systems. Yeah. So my question to you, David, is that what was it that makes you pull the trigger to join the Wholesale to Million inner circle, bro?
So, like I said, I've got 5 coaches.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I kept seeing your ads pop up. I'm like, I gotta hear this guy out. So when I came on with you guys, it's, I think it was the automation part of it, because not a lot of people are teaching that. Yep. They're like, yeah, you can go hire some VAs, but you guys are really engineering it. And the first meeting I had with Jericho, he, obviously went over all that stuff with me. And so it's time consuming, not going to lie about it. It took me, I hired out a fiber flowchart tech to build me a flowchart. Well, he couldn't do it because he didn't understand what I needed on it. And I sent him a copy of Jericho's. I said, I need something similar to this. Well, he just copied and pasted kind of what Jericho had. And I'm like, this doesn't work. So I bought the Lucid app and started doing it myself. I'm like, this isn't as hard as I thought, but it's time consuming. And I'm still working on it. I noticed, who was it, Alex, when we were on our call the other night, he's got some new flow charts. So we're probably going to integrate all those from what he's got. I haven't seen what's come out yet, but automation is the key. I know it is. If I want to relax later in life, it's, I don't want to be doing this grind thing for the next 10 years. I've got to get it automated and set up. And again, there's many different ways to do it. Cons is, one way, and there's other guys out there, if you go and look for them, they're doing it another way. But you got to start somewhere, and you've got to get going and just get it started. Don't be afraid. And biggest thing is persevere. You got to persevere through it. I've never been afraid my whole life to do what I'm doing. When my wife and I got married, we had $1,000 to our name. We moved back from Maine, where she's from. I got in a really bad car wreck coming through Syracuse the night we were driving back. We hit a snowstorm. It spun my SUV out, and I had a U-Haul in the back. And what happened was this diesel, I knew this 18-wheeler was coming up. I ended up getting sideways and sliding against the snow. and this 18-wheeler came and just plowed us, destroyed my truck. And the insurance guy said, listen, tell my wife, this close and your husband would have been dead. So I know there's a reason I'm here. We started with $1,000 and, now we're living in $1 million house that I built with contractors, but it was just a God-given talent he's given us. Everything we do, we give it to him. It's not by coincidence. We pray for stuff every day, and I believe he gives it to us every day, whatever our need is. So it's not me doing the work, guys. It's not Khang. It's nobody else but him. He works it through me, and we just do it. My whole family's like that. Everything we do. So obviously, you still have to do the work, and you got to persevere through it, but it's all capable. Anybody can do it.
Give me a hallelujah. Amen, dude. David, man, I want to say, man, it's such an honor, man, to have you a part of the Wholesale to Million Inner Circle. Thanks for believing in me, believing in team. Our whole thing for 2023 is get you set up, system, team, process, and everything like that. I'll see you in Cancun, Mexico sometime this year. We'll party it up. We're making the money at the same time, man. So, David, thank you so much, man, for taking time to jump on and do this, man. And I have so much respect for you, bro. Thanks. Appreciate you, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yep, thanks, David. Boom. Anyways, so listen, for those of you, the inner circle is not for you without any experience, all right? Typically, I would like to see you have done some deals. Now you're talking about automations, getting to the next level. Let me flip the camera around. So if that's something you're interested in, right, just go Coach with Khang. Same thing, right? Go coachwithkhang.com, fill out an application, join, book a call with my team. They'll jump on the phone. They'll tell you more about the academy. It is the Inner Circle. It is a 12 months commitment. We're going to help you build, grow, scale, and automate your wholesaling operations. It is possible, and it is true. But you have system, you have team, you're able to travel the world, do whatever the F you want, and your team will be grinding and working for you. It is possible. It is true. I'm the living proof, and David's getting on the grind and doing it now. And a lot of time, what we need to do is take a couple step back for you to launch 10, 20 step forward. The info's there. The choice is yours. For those of you who's going to jump on, I look forward to seeing you in the Inner Circle, and we got some really badass in there. I've done an interview with Amir and everything like that, 3.3 million. Like, they all have some experience, some knowledge, right? And they're all success in their own way. And I think it's going to be an amazing community, right? A tight circle to be in with, to network, to mastermind. So you're not just learning from me, you're learning from guys and gals that are doing different things as well. And I think it's going to be amazing. Coachwithkhang.com. I look forward to seeing you on there. Once again, I hope that this little interview add a lot of value to you guys, and hopefully it's inspired and it motivates you to go out there and do whatever you can to make your dream become a reality. Nothing work if you don't. Dreams don't work unless you do, my friend. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care and ciao. Boom. Okay, so we end YouTube.